Hello and welcome to a little Scorpio new moon tarot reading. I'm going to start doing these video readings a little more often. If you don't already know, I do live tarot pick-a-cards every other Sunday, usually before the week of the new moon or the full moon on my Instagram live, and then post those to YouTube afterwards. But I'm adding another element to these videos where I'll be doing the new moon, maybe a full moon reading, maybe a couple more throughout the month. And we will do a general reading for the general public that will appear on the YouTube channel. And then we will dive in a little bit deeper to those readings on my Patreon. So if you are not a Patreon member, patreon.com/Michelle Shea. I will put the link below. You can join for $3, $11, or $22 and get various bonuses. The $3 level gets a weekly pick-a-card reading that you can get results every week as to what the universe wants you to know. The $11 level has audio messages every month based around the energy of the collective, or sometimes a meditation if I feel like that's what is needed. And the $22 level is going to be the one that gets the dive deep into these readings that we're doing on the new moon, in addition to some Akashic bonuses and everything that the other levels get as well. So each tier, the higher you go, the more you get everything beneath it as well. And it's just a nice little community that I like to spoil with additional readings. So if you're into having lots and lots of opportunities for tarot in your life, it's a good place to check out. And if not, feel free to just enjoy this general reading that's about to happen for our Scorpio new moon. So we're gonna start with a little 3-card oracle deck general energy reading from the Fuzzy Prism Oracle. This new moon is a good shift. Currently I'm recording this on Friday the 13th, which is when the planet Mars has gone direct. So we are having a little more forward movement even just today with moving forward with our dreams, but we're gonna move into a more active forward moving energy. We've had so many planets retrograde over the past several months, and 2020 in general has kind of felt like a pause button has been pressed on our lives, but things are going to start to move forward at a little different pace than what we might be used to pre-2020, but it's going to be reestablishing what movement forward feels like. So we're coming in from a past energy and underneath energy of the universe. So there is definitely lots and lots of cosmic energies at play, which is evident in, like I said, the planets, the retrogrades, all of those things have been influencing us, but they will be continuing to influence us even deeper than we're probably used to. December 19th, we are moving into sort of a different realm astrologically. There's an aspect that's happening in the planets. Side note, I'm not an astrologer. I acquire a lot of astrology knowledge, and then I intuitively interpret it. So if you are an astrologer and you know the exact things that are happening, I apologize for not being super specific. If you want to know the specifics, please seek out an astrologer. I highly recommend 2 different people for astrological information: Queer Cosmos on Instagram, queercosmos.com, and Mystic Medusa are really good astrology sources. So if you want to go deeper into that, feel free to check them out, but just know that December 19th as a general read is going to be a big turning point. We're moving into what is kind of the bulk of the age of Aquarius, which means that we're moving into a place where we're going away from this sort of individualist focused energy, this every man for themselves energy, into a more community collective. And we've already seen a lot of that happening in 2020 with a lot of people rallying around similar causes and fighting for the general population rather than just focusing on ourselves. And that's going to continue, and it's going to get easier as things start to move into this new realm. So just know that that's happening, and that those planetary influences are going to be really deeply felt. So it's okay if up until mid to late December, you're still sorting things out and still not feeling that forward movement because things haven't really fallen into place yet. Our present energy is dream. So again, we're coming back to the idea that yes, the energy is opening up more. It will be easier to get things done, but it is still a time to dream, to heal, to really go within and get clear on what it is that we want. I know we hear this a lot in the world of manifestations about how you need to, you know, ask for what you want, be clear about what you're manifesting, or you're gonna call in some crazy stuff, but it's never been more true than in this moment. So this pause in action, if you feel like you're feeling really frustrated that 2020 hasn't gotten you further along in your life than what you wanted it to, the movement, the progress that's been made during this year and that will continue to be made within the next month and a half is the internal, the asking yourself the right questions, the getting really clear on what it is you want, and letting go of the things that are no longer fitting for what you're asking for. That's been a big one for this year, is have we been just kind of holding on or settling for things that don't look like what we're trying to manifest? And that's the hard part. The hard part is the letting go of the things that don't fit those requirements, but it's really, really important. And I think that that's really what's happening for a lot of us right now. So as you dream, as you start to look into your manifestations this month, particularly under this light of the new moon, because new moons are great times to manifest things, and they will come to fruition approximately 6 months later on the full moon. As you start to do that, look at what you're dreaming about, and then look around at your everyday life and notice if there's anything that's in direct opposition for what it is that you're asking for. And those things, those people, those places, those habits, those behaviors that don't look anything like the life that you want, that's your job right now. Your job right now is to clean that up. So it doesn't feel like it's a lot of forward motion because you're trying to make sure that the path is clear first. So you want to clear all the clutter that you've been accumulating out of the way so that you can kind of have a fast track to your dreams. And then the future card is coming in with abundance. And I love that this abundance card is like a handful of hearts, because abundance is often thought of when we think of money, but it's also everything that we're asking for. Abundance is an abundance of what you want. So again, the best thing that's coming through right now is that things will start moving faster, but rather than trying to rush to the point where things are moving faster, you really want to make sure that things are out of your path. I just keep picturing like a racetrack with a bunch of debris on it. And it's like when you're at the starting line and you're getting ready to go, you want to have someone clearing that debris off before you start jetting off to the races. So that's what's happening right now. It's not, just because you're not putting your foot to the gas pedal doesn't mean that the important things aren't happening. You have to make sure that that track is clear so that when you put the foot to the gas pedal, when it's time to go shooting forward, you're not going to get into some crazy situations, or you won't get in as many crazy situations. So yeah, that's your time period right now. Your goal for this month is to get all of the debris off of your track, because it's gonna move faster forward than you think it's going to. So you may be looking ahead at that track and being like, oh, there's some debris, but I'm a good driver, I can steer around it. No, your vehicle is gonna be going way faster than what you're used to. So make sure you have that clear, straight shot. You don't wanna have to be weaving in and out of things or taking detours. You wanna just have that straight shot. And if there are any limiting beliefs, any things that you've called into your life that don't match what you want, you really need to get those things out. Home space is really important right now. Make sure that you're clearing out things from your home that don't match the lifestyle or the person that you're trying to be. So really come down to that physical level, ground it into the reality. When you look at what you're dreaming, be like, okay, how do I make my daily life now match that as much as possible, so that when things start moving forward, it all makes sense. It all kind of just falls into place. So we're gonna pull a couple more cards. One of the cards we're gonna pull is a little goddess to watch over us. So if you don't know, the Total Betty Goddess deck is my deck, my creation. It is a deck dedicated to the goddesses with a 90s theme. So I've taken all of the 90s feminine energies that I looked up to whenever I was developing into my womanhood, and I have made them a part of the divine feminine conversation. So we have, you know, basically all of your favorite shows and movies from the 90s. Those characters have been transformed into representations of each of the goddesses. And there's also a book that can come with it if you're interested in that. And it's a coloring book, so it's a little something to do to be a little more artistically expressive during this time. All of those things are available over at michelleshewalker.com. I will put the link below. You can also find them on Etsy. So I think if you search for Total Betty Goddess deck, you can find it there as well. So as we move into this goddess energy, who wants to come in to help us clear the track? What do we need to be looking at in particular? Who needs to kind of be serving us? Ocean, as played by Lauryn Hill. So Ocean is a beautiful, beautiful card to come in, especially in regards to that future abundance. Ocean is kind of, if you're familiar with the Greek goddesses, she's sort of an offshoot of sort of Aphrodite or Venus in the Roman goddesses. I think the beautiful thing about divine feminine energy and divine energy in general is that no matter what culture you go to, you see similar stories, you see similar archetypes. So I'm just using that as a reference point if you're not as familiar with the African deities, because Ocean is definitely a different sort of power than those other traditional love and money goddesses. She's much more connected to water, and this is the flow. She's very much a sacral chakra goddess. So I would think of Venus or Aphrodite as more of a heart chakra goddess, and Ocean is sort of taking that love, that passion, but making it sort of deeper and more primal and more connected to the earth. So sacral chakra is very much more sort of more passionate, more sensual. So this is an energy to really ground, again, coming back to that idea of grounding your dreams in reality and grounding your manifestations in reality. This is telling us to get our manifestations into our bodies. So Ocean, there's a lot of dance and ecstatic dance connected to her rituals. So I would really recommend, I mean, dance great. Like if you feel like you need to dance into your vibe, totally do that. But the more that you can physically put the feeling of your dreams in your body, the better. And it could be completely magical. It could be something that maybe you do want to be a dancer and you dance more. Or it could be something that feels kind of mundane where you want a job that you have to, you know, move around a lot, and you know, like let's say you want to be some sort of physical instructor and you don't have that job yet, but your goal is to now move as much in your day that you would if you were some sort of, you know, yoga instructor or fitness guru. Incorporate the movements into your day. Something that comes up for me is the daily routine. I know that my sleep routine has gotten all kinds of all over the place during 2020. And if I were to try and manifest a job that had an earlier wake up time, my goal would be to wake up at an earlier hour so I could get used to that. I could get that into my body. If you have a morning routine that makes you feel good physically, try to incorporate that into your life as much as possible. If you have a yoga practice that you really like, if you have a meditation practice that you really like, meditation's a little bit physical and esoteric, so really make sure that there's a physicality to it as well. Make sure that you're nourishing your body so that you feel good. But again, a lot of it is movement. And if you haven't been moving that much within your day-to-day life, definitely start finding a way to incorporate that. Even if it's just putting on some music and having a moment of ecstatic dance. Really make sure that you're physically putting your dreams into your body. And that might look really different for different people. So I would love to hear in comments below, let me know what your dream is if you feel comfortable with that, and how you're gonna make it physically part of your day-to-day life in between now and December. We're gonna pull some tarot cards as well, but that's gonna be over on the Patreon. So if you are on YouTube and you're closing out here and not joining in on that community, I hope that this reading for the new moon in Scorpio is serving you well. I hope that you are having an amazing time trusting in the universe, dreaming about your desires, physically putting them in your body, and allowing that abundance to come in. Again, this pause in action is because things are gonna start moving quicker. So really make sure that you're getting your physical body in the condition and in the physical place that you need to be in order to make what you want to happen, especially the end of December, but particularly into 2021.